Brad from Pro Wrestling Junkies, and welcome to another episode of Getting to Know a Junkie. Today's junkie hails from New York, and his name is JT Austin. JT, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Again, this is the highlight of my day. So my day went like this, and now it's going to go like this as soon as I stop recording this. But it's okay. Maybe I'll get some ice cream or something. I don't know. So you're from New York?
Yes, I'm from the Rochester. I'm from the Rochester area.
Is that like northern New York?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And did you grow up there as well?
Yes.
Is it like a big town, small town?
Small town.
Do you guys have a movie theater in your town?
We used to.
Okay. Well, you mean like before like the pandemic?
No. It got turned into a Rite Aid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Did they keep like a marquee up? You know? They probably got rid of that.
Yeah, nah.
Had you ever seen a movie at that theater?
No, but I went there when I was a kid for like these evacuation drills.
Oh, really? That's where everyone was supposed to go?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Is it walking distance from where you lived?
No, like these evacuation drills like happened when we were in school, and yes, it was like in town.
Got it. We're going to talk some wrestling and we're going to talk some but I want to just get some talk about WrestleMania real quick. I assume you watched both nights?
Yes, I did.
And were you there like at 7, when the first match started? Were you on time, or did you watch it recorded like on DVR?
I was there on time.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so was I. Now, do you watch with anyone, or do you like to watch alone?
To be honest, it's just me and my mom who live here. So, okay. So yeah, if she wants to come out and watch it, she's more than welcome to. But it's mostly me.
Is she? Yeah, that's sort of like when I was growing up. Does your mom like wrestling?
Yeah, she does like wrestling. Heck, one of her favorites is Roman Reigns.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this is a good time to be a fan of his. His character's great now.
Yeah, but to me, I'm more of an edgehead.
Yeah, totally. So did she watch any WrestleMania with you?
Yeah, she did.
And what were your thoughts? Did you like the 2-night format?
It's kind of really. Oh, it's so because one night, and then you gotta try and get hyped again for the next night.
But I guess the alternative is less matches and less wrestlers, appearing. But I wonder if they're going to continue this way. Did you for the first night? What was like the highlight of that night for you?
To be honest, the only match that I was kind of looking forward to on night one was the Sasha Banks versus Bianca Belair match. And
did it like live up to the expectations you had?
Yes, it did. I mean, heck, we're talking about the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair versus the boss, Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is going to get really good.
Yeah. Now, were you happy with the outcome?
I kind of wanted Sasha to win because it seems like she's on a losing streak at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to get that streak at least broken.
Yeah, seriously. Because when I saw that number, I couldn't believe it. But I hope they're not going to start playing up a streak storyline each year with her until she finally wins, like the reverse of the streak. Now, night 2, what was like the highlight or highlights for you?
Heck, night number 2, there was a lot of great matches, like the Fiend Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton.
Let me ask you. Let me jump in here. In your view, Do you think Alexa Bliss turn on the Fiend? Like I couldn't tell.
When I seen Alexa Bliss like summon the Fiend, I'm like, wait a minute, what is she doing?
Yeah, I thought it was for sure he was gonna win. Like that was I thought it was like a guarantee.
Yeah, like heck, he was right there on top of radio, and then all of a sudden Alexa Bliss just shocks him, and then all of a sudden all KO.
Yeah, and, that was nuts. And what about the main event?
Oh, the main event. Oh, I was getting so hyped because I was really thinking Edge had that match won.
Yeah, so did I. I thought he was going to win that one easy.
Yes, he's going to become champion once again. Then all of a sudden, Jey Uso comes out. I'm like, no.
Yeah, oh, totally. As soon as he came out, you knew like it was over for everyone but Roman.
Yeah, this is going to Roman.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Maybe they'll. I was hoping like they would have Edge win. He'd get to hold the belt for a month, you know, and be on top again, and then drop it back to Roman Reigns at Backlash.
Yeah,
because it would seem weird if they go. I assume they're going to go one-on-one at Backlash. But I guess we'll find out on Friday night.
Yeah, but man, to be honest, that WrestleMania Backlash name, I'm like, wait a minute, what's going to go on down there? Like, are we gonna have like a series of WrestleManias now, or what?
Yeah, the leading up to WrestleMania and the show's going out of WrestleMania. Yeah, everything I guess is catered to that and SummerSlam. Okay, let's learn a little bit about you. Did you have any hobbies?
Actually, I actually do collect a bunch of WWE Championship belts.
Really? And how many are we talking?
I got a good 15 now.
Holy, you got to come on Show and Tell. Huh. Our other show, I would love to see that. Can I see a preview? Oh, wow. Does it spin?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
that is awesome. Have you ever strapped it around your waist and like walked around with it on? That's awesome. Now, where do you get a belt like that?
WWE shop.
Oh, okay. And are they pretty pricey?
I mean, it really depends if you catch it on like a certain deal or whatnot.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to save these questions because we're going to have you on the other show and we're going to ask about every belt. Does that work? Because I don't want to gloss over that, but it deserves its own show.
Yeah.
Your belts, okay? After this, we'll schedule Show and Tell.
Okay.
So during COVID, did that affect your life as far as like working? Or school?
Yes. It did affect me. It caused my job position to close down.
Hey.
And so, yeah, I was like one of the best employees that they had, so they didn't know how to tell me.
Okay, may I ask where? You don't have to tell me if you don't feel comfortable.
I'd rather not say.
Yeah. Go on.
But then all of a sudden, I wasn't feeling good for a couple of days. Then they basically used that against me. So.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So
and I imagine it's not easy to find a job during a pandemic.
Right.
So what's your? Do you have a plan?
Basically fill out every application possible.
Yeah, that's all you can do. It's like plant as many seeds as you can.
Yeah,
something will grow. Okay, in your town, what's something fun to do? Like in a time when there wasn't not a pandemic, what's fun to do on like a Friday or Saturday?
Going bowling.
Oh, you guys have a bowling alley?
Yep, and
does it have an arcade?
Just recently they put in a little mini arcade in there.
Oh, cool! So is that like a big like hangout?
I would say that it's going to become a big hangout here pretty soon.
Yeah, yeah. Did you do you bowl regularly?
Yes, yes, I regularly no, once in a great while, yes.
Okay. What's your
Uh,
high
um,
game?
my highest game, ooh,
Mhm.
I believe a 129.
Oh, okay. I'll reveal a
Um,
little something about myself. When I was younger, I played two, I forget what it's called, two games. And
yeah.
the first game, I got a 3, and then I boosted my score the next game to a 16. So most of the time was in the gutter. I've
Uh,
improved since. Do you
um,
have your own bowling ball?
um, actually, I have two.
Oh, okay. So how do you decide how much does a bowling ball cost?
Uh, I don't know. I never really bought one myself. I just got these like for Christmas.
Oh,
It,
cool. I mean, do you think they're over like $100?
easily.
Oh, okay. Oh, gee. So that's it's an expensive pastime. Um,
Yeah.
real quick, have you ever been arrested?
No, I have not.
Good. We'll move on. Um, so how far are you from Rochester? Is that considered like the biggest city near you?
Um, I'm like 30 minutes away from Rochester.
Okay, and then how far where you are is it from Canada?
Uh,
Hours?
yeah, I would say about a good 2 hours.
Oh, okay. And how often do you go into Rochester?
Basically went over to this WWE event.
Yeah, okay, that was my next question. So that's where the wrestling events would come through Rochester?
Yes.
And how often a year, again, non-pandemic, do they come through?
About once every year.
Oh, okay. And so do you go to that every time?
I try and convince my mom to be like, let's go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
She
you
won't buy it.
she does because I make it really convincing. I'm like, don't worry, you don't have to do a thing. All you have to do is drive there. I'll pay for everything.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I'll take care of you. Don't worry. I just. But so that so far that hasn't happened.
Uh, right. So far during these past couple years since of the pandemic, they
Yeah.
haven't come.
So when did you become a wrestling fan?
Uh, back in 2010.
Okay, what got you into it?
I just remember coming out to our living room one night. All of a sudden, I'm seeing a bunch of guys start beating on each other. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is this?
Now, who was
And
watching it when you walked in?
it was my dad, my mom, and I think two of my sisters.
And how old were you at that time, do you think? Were you the youngest?
I am the second youngest, and
Okay.
I was like really young.
Okay, okay. So
Maybe
you wander in there and you saw it, like, were you hooked since?
I'm like, wow, this is a new ball field for me.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
so since then you've been hooked. Have you ever like has your fandom ever gone down?
no, it hasn't.
That's great. I love hearing that.
I've watched wrestling for the past 11 years,
Unashamed.
unashamed.
Me too. Good. I like to hear that as well.
Heck, my first ever wrestler that I actually started liking, first thing once I seen him, was none other than the franchise John Cena.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That was so that was the first?
yeah, he was my first ever favorite.
Oh, that's so and then how did you are you still a fan of his?
Yes, I am.
Because I used to not like him, but then over the years I've kind of or as I've gotten older, I've kind of like he's a good guy and he puts on he's in the main events of all the shows and he wrestles everybody and he hangs in there. So I've learned to like John Cena a lot now.
Yeah.
Did have you ever been to a WrestleMania?
Nope, I've never
No.
been to WrestleMania.
Now,
That, but
did
don't that is on my bucket list.
yeah, yeah, I know. Well, hopefully next year. I gotta start saving money for that. Did
Me too.
did had you ever heard of wrestling before you wandered into the room that evening?
No, I haven't.
Never even heard of it. Um,
Yeah, never even heard of it.
Now were your sisters into it?
My sisters were so, but me, I got hooked.
Yeah, 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 totally. And do you ever go to like? Is there like? Are there ever indie shows in your area?
Yes, there is. I actually, there's this local wrestling company called Ultimate Wrestling,
Yes, I know
and
them.
heck, every month, whenever they have like a local show at like right here where I live in New York,
Yeah.
Lions, Marion, Phelps, I always be like, "Hey, mom, is it okay if I go?"
Huh?
She would be like, "Yeah." She drops me off, and
Huh?
I get to stay like for until the show's done.
Wow, that's great. And then she'll come get you.
Yeah,
Oh, it's like having an Uber that lives with you. That's great. Do you have to like kick her a few dollars every now and again?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's only right, you know. There
yeah.
has to be some type of trade. Now, so the indie shows you go to are have you been going this past year,
Um,
or have they
no,
not run?
because they did not do any local shows at all once the pandemic hit.
Yeah.
But they are actually there are talks about there being a show in Lions.
Oh, okay, cool. And you'll go to that if they say.
Yeah. Heck, to be honest, I just need the date.
Yeah, yeah, seriously. Did have you gotten vaccinated?
No, I have not.
Okay. Are you going to, or are you gonna stay away from it?
Uh, I'm kind of so about it.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a little intimidating, especially since they came up with it in such a quick amount
Short
of
amount of
time.
time.
Yeah. I had both vaccinations. I got the second one on Thursday. I was
Yeah.
so sick until Sunday from it. Like it felt like I had the flu.
Mm,
So we'll see if there's any if there's any benefits.
yeah.
But all right. Do you ever go on vacation?
Yes, I when my dad was still around, yes, we did. We went to like Darien Lake and and KOA and Watkins Glen.
Do you guys were you camping?
Yes, we would rent out like a one of the cabins or one of the RV lots,
Oh, sure.
and we would stay like about for 4 days and 3 nights, and
Oh, that's awesome. And would you sleep it? Could you sleep in the RV?
yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. You never had to set up like a tent or anything.
right.
Oh, that's awesome. When was the last time you've gotten away?
Um, I want to say back in, I would say,
Okay. All right. So you're not married, correct?
right. I'm not married,
Are you in a
and
relationship?
I'm not in a relationship.
Okay, that's good because this is what I wanted to ask you. Is it important if when you get a girlfriend, is it important that she's a wrestling fan? That's the first question. And two, would you tell her on the first date that you're a wrestling fan?
Uh, to
Because
me,
that's
it doesn't
happened to
really.
me. I want to hear your experience, like what you think.
Um, to be honest, it doesn't matter if she is a wrestling fan or not.
Yeah,
As, and I would possibly not tell her on. I would possibly not tell her on the first date, but I would
yeah,
like
yeah.
totally progress up to it. Like, hey, FY, I'm like a big wrestling fan. I got this big collection.
Yeah, totally. But you know what? My wife, when I first met her, I don't think I told her that I was into wrestling for like 2 months, and I was surprised because every Monday I like told her, "Oh no, I can't hang out tonight," and never explained why. Actually, if she hears this, this might be. Okay. Do you have any arch enemies?
Um,
It can be sports teams, an actual person, food.
yeah, I would say I got one really good one, but
Okay.
I really don't want to get into that.
No, I just wanted to know if you had one. I don't need to know the details. Favorite all-time job, and I'll tell you mine first. Subway. I worked there for 4 years in high school. Favorite job I've had.
I've only had one job.
Oh, okay. So by default, it's your favorite.
Yeah.
So I want to just kind of skip to some wrestling again. Who's
Okay.
your favorite wrestler of all time? Is it Edge?
He's one of my favorites of all time.
Okay, let's hear your others.
But not the favorite.
Oh, there is the favorite?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
The Undertaker.
Oh, okay. No one has given me that answer. And, for how many of these I've done, I've never gotten the Undertaker answer. That's a great one. Were you upset when the streak ended?
Oh, you have no idea. I was living.
Yeah. Oh, my God, I bet.
Yeah. I'm like, no!
And now, did you like the way he retired? Like in this past year?
Yes, to be honest, I didn't quite like it, but I knew that he had to.
Yeah.
But heck, I will always remember all of the good matches that he had. Heck, I'll still remember the Crown Jewel match between him and his brother Kane, the Brothers of Destruction, which is Triple H and Shawn Michaels, D-Generation X.
So when do you think, I mean, they have to put Undertaker in the Hall of Fame pretty soon.
Yeah, and I am guessing that they would do that next year.
That's what I'm hoping. See, they have some guys, though, that so Undertaker deserves, the headline of a Hall of Fame class.
Yeah.
But The Rock is still out there. John Cena's, still is going to get inducted at some point. So I hope they get to Undertaker, next year.
Yeah.
Do you have WWE Network?
Yes, I do, but
Peacock?
since we live in the United States, we gotta switch over to Peacock.
Oh my God, I hate it. I don't understand why they pushed it out when they didn't have everything. They don't have all the features. I'm like, why not just put it out when it's all completely ready?
Yeah, I know.
It's really frustrating.
Heck, when I seen that, I'm like, wait a minute, they're gonna be doing that?
Do you know what my major number one gripe is? That, for example, those best of collections that they have, best of John Cena, best WrestleMania matches.
Yeah,
I liked those because you could jump to a certain match. It's broken down in chapters. You can't do that on Peacock. It's awful.
Yeah, I know.
And go on.
Heck, if I wanted to watch the match between WrestleMania 28 when John Cena faced off against The Rock, I gotta watch through the whole entire thing. Yeah,
totally. Or skip ahead and then bring the little dial back until you get it to the right spot. But it's such a pain. I was like, why don't you roll it out when all the features work? But oh well. Who are some of your current favorites?
Some of my current favorites?
Yeah.
Well, of course, Edge.
Edge, obviously. Did you freak out last year when he came back for the Royal Rumble?
Oh my gosh.
That was amazing.
When I heard those first couple words heck, all of a sudden, 3, 2, 1, you think you know me? I'm like,
yeah. That was crazy.
I got goosebumps.
Oh, for sure. Sometimes I'll watch it back and get goosebumps. It was crazy.
Yo, I was like, oh my gosh, don't tell me he's actually here. When I seen him, I'm like, oh my gosh, he is. He's back.
Now, have you ever been to a meet and greets?
No, I have not. But I'm thinking about there is a meet and greet actually coming up
Okay.
at the Eastview Mall,
Okay.
and it's for a meet and greet with Lex Luger.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
He's little now. He lost all his muscle mass.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Wait a
I
minute.
wonder
Wait a
what.
minute. Hun, so you just said East Street?
No, Eastview Mall.
Oh, Eastview. I was like, East Street. Oh, does that have something to do with Bruce Springsteen? All right. So, um, can you tell me the best show? Does it have to be WWE? It could be an independent. What was the best show you've ever been to?
Well, I would have to say my very best show was would have to be at the televised taping of Friday Night SmackDown.
Oh, cool. What was the main event? Do you remember?
Uh, Alberto Del Rio versus the Big Show for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, wow. And what was the best match on that card? Was it that?
I would say so.
Okay, okay.
But heck, to be honest, I remember that Kane was there.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, yo, when he gets ready to like lift up his arms and go like down and have the flames go up, I'm gonna be doing the exact same thing.
Totally, you're doing it with him.
And yo, I timed it perfectly.
Oh, right. So it could have been either you or Kane who set it off.
Yeah.
No one will ever know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's really funny.
But oh my gosh, yeah. I was all the way up in the nosebleed section, and I still felt the heat.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. How much does a ticket, like if a WWE house show comes through or SmackDown? How much is like the ticket range?
Anywhere from like $100 to 12,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For like ringside stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What was the best seats you've ever had?
Now it wasn't really ringside, but it wasn't nosebleed. It wasn't like nosebleed either. It was like
it was like mezzanine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I usually sit. Now, have you ever gone to shows alone?
Just the indie shows.
Oh, okay, okay. Because I only go alone, not by choice. All right, JT, I'm gonna let you go soon. Can I ask you 3 would you rather questions though before we depart?
Oh yeah.
All right. The first question is, would you rather date a 55-year-old or an 18-year-old? And you're older than 18, correct?
Yeah, I am older than 18.
So 55 or 18. There's going to be a lot of people are going to be asking you a lot of questions either way.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I would have to go with that 18-year-old because it's closer to my age.
Yeah.
So
it's easier to justify.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Would you rather never be able to watch wrestling again or never be able to eat solid foods again?
Ooh. I mean, I do love my hamburgers, but I also love wrestling.
Yeah, I know. It's a big trade-off. How about this? Let me revise it. You can read about wrestling. You just can't watch.
I would possibly say never eat solid foods again. But heck, there was a loophole. You can actually blend it.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. You could take a steak and liquefy it. That counts.
Yeah, and then drink it.
Yeah. Okay. So you'd rather only be able to eat foods that aren't solid. Okay.
Right.
The last question: would you rather have a third arm or a tail? And I imagine a tail that like a monkey uses, to hold on to stuff. Like they actually useful.
A third arm or a tail?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
You'd have to get new
Maybe.
clothes regardless.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
know,
possibly a third arm, so that way I can like do more things.
yeah, you'd be more productive. What I would do is I take the third arm and put the remote control in that one, you know,
Yeah,
and that will change the channel and free me up to do many other things. All
yeah.
right, thank you for your honest answers. I appreciate that. JT, thank you for coming on. It was a real pleasure to have you, and I definitely would like to get you on show and tell, hopefully next week or in the next couple of weeks, because I'd love to see those belts and ask you tons of questions about them.
Okay.
All right, but you have a great rest of your day. Thank you again, and I will be in touch.
Okay, and thank you for having me on your podcast, Brad.
My pleasure, my pleasure. And this, you'll be able to see this on, let's see here. Today is what, Tuesday? This will be up on Thursday.
Yes, today's Tuesday. Heck, WWE NXT is now on Tuesday nights.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a choice to be made on Tuesday nights of what you watch.
Yeah, AEW Dark or WWE NXT.
What do you prefer? If you could only pick one to watch.
Well, I know that I can always watch AEW on Wednesday night. So heck,
Yeah.
NXT.
For sure. All right, you take care, and we'll talk soon.
All right, thank you for having me again.
My pleasure. Take care.